Okay, if you're looking for the not so typical Christmas glam makeup look, today I'm bringing you just that. So today I'm bringing you guys a very easy to follow tutorial on how you can recreate this beautiful Christmas light eyeshadow look. So let's get started. Okay guys, so obviously I have one eye done so you can see what I'm gonna be doing, and obviously I can kind of like remind myself of what I'm doing. So I'm gonna do the other eye, obviously for you guys, and it's so easy. So if you've never tried this before, like I've never tried this before until literally 20 minutes ago, but if you've never tried this before and you end up recreating this look, please tag me, let me see what you created so I can share it. And obviously a lot of you are a lot more talented than me, so I'd like to see how this is done like the next level, you know what I mean? So make sure you tag me so I can see all of these looks. So let's just get started. So first off, I'm gonna prime my lid with my Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas. I'm just gonna take, where'd it go? 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 Where did it go? There it is. Okay, sorry. I'm just gonna take my base and just apply this to my lid. Okay, so for the shadow, it's gonna be very light. Like on camera, I don't know how much of it you can really see in person. It's just enough to kind of sculpt out the shape a little bit, but nothing too crazy. So I'm gonna be going with one of my Makeup Geek Matrix palettes, and to start off, I'm gonna be using this tan shade right here. We're gonna be putting this right in the crease. So I'm just gonna take a fluffy little M506 brush, dip into that, and I'm just going to start defining my crease a little bit. So we're gonna take it up and around, just sculpt out that crease a little bit. The whole point of this right now is just to kind of give it some dimension. We don't want anything dark or crazy, and we're gonna cut our crease later, but we don't want anything dark and crazy just because we want this to be a very light, festive look. Nothing too bold, save the boldness for the lips. So when we get over here, we're just gonna take this and kind of start winging it out a little bit. Take it up towards our tail. Alrighty, so once you kind of have that general shape, we're gonna take a fluffier brush. This is the M433 brush, and I'm gonna dip into the lightest shade in here, which is like this one right here. So we're just gonna take that and buff out the edges a little bit, blend it together, and just kind of smooth it up and lighten it up a little bit. Smooth it up. Yeah, that makes so much sense. So much sense. While I'm blending this out, I would love to know from you guys, what are your holiday plans? I know with the state of the world being a, pandemic going on, most plans, most, Christmas parties, all that kind of stuff are not happening this year, at least should not be happening this year. But I would like to know what you guys are still planning on doing. Are you just gonna have your like immediate family with you? Or are you just gonna do something by yourself with maybe your little fur babies? I will not be doing anything, I don't believe. I think it's just gonna be me, my boyfriend, and my little fur babies. I think maybe my mom will be here, my sisters, I'm not sure yet. But I would rather not do anything personally just because I really don't wanna be in groups of people, regardless of who they are. So we'll see. All right, so once you have the color kind of like this in the general shape, we're gonna take a little bit of base on the Morphe M124 brush. I can never remember the names of these. And we're just going to cut our crease. So usually what I've been doing is just putting the excess of the product kind of in the middle, because it's going to go there anyway. And then I start actually cutting my crease. Now, once that's kind of set, we're not done yet. I'm gonna take my Pure X Raw Beauty Christy palette on the neutral side, and we're gonna dip into a little bit of My Whole Heart, which is right here. Now we're just gonna use this pretty much just to set the lid a bit more and to brighten it a little bit. I do not want a tacky lid whatsoever. So if you're trying to replicate this, make sure you set your lid, whether it's with a kind of bone colored shadow, a white shadow, a translucent powder, something to take away all the stickiness and the tackiness. You're gonna want it to be very matte, so when you take your liner, you're not skipping and dragging along. We don't want that, that'll make it messy. So make sure you set your lid. I'm gonna take that and stamp over everything, set it into place. Now this also helps, like I said, to brighten it a little bit, just because this shadow is a little bit brighter than the base, which I want, because I do want the contrast and I do want that boldness, especially because we're not putting actually like any real pigmented eyeshadow on the lid. No sparkle, no shimmer, nothing. So we want this to be a little bit brighter than what it was. Okay, so now that we have our crease cut, we're gonna take a little bit of liquid liner. I'm gonna be going with my NYX Epic Ink Liner. This is just pure black. And this is where we're gonna draw the line on the little, Christmas light strand. And so we want to be very slow and careful with this. Now, from doing this eye, again, this is the first time I've ever done this, but from doing this eye, I need to make sure that with me especially, and probably maybe some of you, with the hooded eyes going on, hashtag hooded eye gang, we want to make sure that we don't put a lot of it in the actual crease, because when we put the ornaments on and we blink, it kind of transfers a little bit, so we're going to be mindful of that. So I'm going to start in my inner corner, and actually before I do that, I'm going to set this little corner a little bit more. You can see it's still kind of tacky. Anyway, liner. So we're just gonna kind of go. It doesn't have to match this exactly. We're just gonna kind of go and and it's gonna be perfect, okay? Trust me, it's gonna be perfect. Moment of silence, okay? Can't talk, go. Okay, what do we think? It's not exactly like this because we don't want them to be identical. They don't need to be identical, but it's still the same kind of like, it's got the little swirl, the little angle at the end. I think that's fine. So now we're just going to take our little Sister's Apparel fan and just dry it real quick because we want it to not be tacky at all. Okay, so now that the initial line is done and dry, we're gonna put on the little, you know, I don't even know, the little beginning of the Christmas ornament. It's a little, so we're gonna do that now. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 of them total, so I need to remember that. So we're gonna start at the top because I do want the Christmas ornaments to match. So just give it a little flick. Literally, that's it. Just do that. And kind of up and down, until we get the end. We're gonna have 2 on the bottom because we have to. Okay, that's all you do. So those are the little bulb things. What are those even called? I don't even know. Please someone tell me what they're called. I'm just gonna describe them as the little bulb butts. The little bulb butts. So now for the actual colors of the bulbs themselves, I'm gonna take my Mayeron face paint set. I'm gonna take a really small nail brush like this. I'm just gonna dip into some water and dip into the paint and go at it. So I'm gonna start with the green. So I'm just gonna dip into a light green. And all you're literally gonna do is just go to the very tip of it and just do a little circle. Like that's it. That's it. And then we're gonna do that again. What is it? Third to the last. So green. So then over here is gonna be the other green. Okay, and then we're just gonna wipe that off and repeat for the rest of the colors. Okay, so once you have the colors on like that, we're gonna dry it again, just because we don't want them to transfer, or we're gonna try to get them to transfer as little as possible, I should say. Okay, so now we're gonna highlight the bulbs, and we're just gonna be taking white, so we just dip into that again over here, off to the side, and all we're gonna do is just in the center of the bulbs. God, it's so hard for me. I don't have like a steady hand at all. We're going to just put a little white dot in the middle of them, and it's gonna give it that little like illuminated feature, you know? Look at that. Ah! Doesn't that look amazing? Now it just looks like they turned on. Look at me. Look at little artist me. Like, I don't do stuff like this, and I'm so proud of myself because I haven't even tried this. I was like, I'm just gonna try this on camera for the first time, and either way, they're gonna see me like succeed or fail, and I feel like we're succeeding so far, so be happy for me. Okay, so now while it's drying, I'm gonna take my little Makeup Shack brush here, and where'd my palette go? I'm gonna dip into this shade again from Makeup Geek, the one right here. I'm gonna dip into that, and we're gonna take it underneath our eye just a little bit. We don't want anything super colorful underneath there just because it's not a colorful look today for once. So we're just gonna take that just to give it a little something, something, you know? So just take that across like usual. Okay, so real quick off camera, I'm gonna throw on my liner, mascara, and lashes, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, this is the final look all complete. I threw a little bit of Golden Ticket from the Pure X Raw Beauty Christy palette in my inner corner just to give it that little, you know, that little. So, oh gosh. I'm looking at myself, this is beautiful. Like, I've never done something like this. I always stick to really just colorful, normal kind of eyeshadow and makeup, but this is just like that little bit of creativity that I've been really wanting to experiment with. Now, obviously, I'm not the first one to do this. Like, everyone in Santa himself has done this. Like, Mrs. Claus taught Mr. Claus how to do this. But, so, obviously, it's not an original thing, but for me, it's definitely like a first. I keep like looking at it, but I'm so excited. Just, it's crazy how the littlest, tiniest things really make the biggest difference. Like, just that little dot of white in all of the little colors literally makes it look like they're on now. So there's so many ways that you could kind of make this your own and put your own spin on it. You could do a graphic liner, you could do a really sharp wing, you could do some candy cane winged liner, like you could do something, but I just wanted to kind of keep it simple just because simple is not really what I typically do. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this look today. I would really, really like for you guys to try it out and let me know what you think, and tag me, of course, if you do recreate this look. I'll share it on my social media, of course. But that is today's look all complete. I think it's really fantastic, and I hope you enjoyed it. So I'm going to keep pushing out the Christmas content because it's obviously December and it's Christmas time. So expect several more Christmas videos. I am doing a Christmas video where I react to my followers' makeup looks, the holiday edition. Now, I've done a couple of those in the past, not a Christmas edition, of course, but this one will be that. So I don't know if that will be before or after this, probably after, so make sure to be on the lookout for that. But that is all I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed today's video, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up down below. Click that big red subscribe button so you can join my YouTube family. Turn on my YouTube video post notifications by clicking that bell icon and switching it to all. And I wish you guys a very Merry Christmas, and I will see you in the next one.